All right. The season is still salvageable. We can still make the playoffs. But we have to make moves. We have to. I wanted to wait as long as I could. I don't think I can anymore. So with that said, really quickly, Nate Schnarr has no value whatsoever. I'm not going to worry about putting him in a trade. We're just going to drop him. I feel like that's the best course of action. Jason Zucker, to be honest, doesn't have that much trade value. I don't even know if he's worth trying to trade. It might just be like, hey, sit out for the rest of the year. We'll bring you back next year. And then Kasperi Kapanen honestly has the same value as Jason Zucker. I don't even know what the hell I can do in terms of pairing them together. Their value is both so goddamn low. Basically, I'm trying to think, is it worth wasting a trade? We have 2 trades left this year. Is it worth wasting a trade on Kapanen and Zucker? Or do we just send them down and say, fuck it? Like, what's the best we're gonna get? I mean, a second rounder, I guess. Like, maybe from Anaheim. Judging by the value. Basically, I need to see that there's a team that's interested in these two that can make a trade worthwhile. And if they can't, then we're just dropping them for nothing. Which honestly would be fine by me. They don't really deserve to get traded for anything. The Ducks are interested. The prospect there, Ola Bachman. There's also Olin Zellweger, who hasn't really developed much. So, from the Ducks, we have a draft picks option. Boston. Boston, we could get someone like Fabian Lysell, and I think we'd have to do that. So, right there, it does prove that it's worth my while to trade them and use up a trade if we can get somebody like Lysell. If the Bruins need players like Zucker and Kapanen. And that's the question. They have 1,000 second liners. 1,000 second liners. I can't do it. I can't dump that contract onto them. It'll fuck them up so bad. They have way too much money tied up. I mean, unless I take back like a Matthew Perreault, I have no interest in getting Sam Steele. I just don't. I think he'll be about the same. I'd rather give chances to people who we have in the system. Because Zucker's signed for 2 more years after this. Cappy's signed through next season. I'd have to take back like Matthew Perreault. I don't think that works, unfortunately, with Boston. Carolina. I mean, takes a lot. There's really nobody there that I want on Carolina. Anybody else? Detroit, again, my favorite trading partners. Noah Ostland's there. Emil Viro. It's pretty much just Noah Ostland and a pick, but that's not the worst deal in the world. Do they have a need? God, they have so many guys that they aren't using. You could argue in a way that they do have somewhat of a need, but they also have some contracts coming off the books that'll continue to hurt them. Lucas Raymond's big deal is about to kick in. They're also not great. I'd have to double check if Zucker would even work. I don't know if Detroit necessarily works either. Nashville's a good team. There is Braden Yeager, Fedor Svechkov. They also got Barker. Duchesne's horrible contract. Honestly, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to try to pick up Matt Duchene and retain salary for those two. Do they have a need for 2 forwards? They have some deals. They have quite a few deals that are coming up, but for a lot of guys that they aren't even necessarily playing. I think Nashville makes the most sense right now. You know, the problem is it's a prospect, or even bringing on someone like Matt Duchene to take up cap space. New Jersey. Nobody that we'd want, obviously. This is season 2. This is season 3. The Islanders. Holmstrom, Gaucher. That's not that bad. Gaucher wouldn't be that bad. Holmstrom, I'm kind of uncertain of. Tough to say they really have room for the type of players we'd be looking to move on from. Bellows, Ishikov, Beauvillier's deal is up. I don't think they'd want to take on a bunch of cap space. At least I wouldn't if I was them with that cap situation. The Flyers, let's be honest, it's far too risky. It is far too risky to trade these two to Philadelphia where they could completely torch me. The San Jose Sharks. Fucking nobody is Wolverine. Hits us up with that lovely gifted. Hopefully make me feel a little bit better. I doubt it because this team sucks. But thank you. Connor Geeky, Masden Leslie, Riker Evans is there. It's pretty much just Connor Geeky. What's going on? We looked at Vancouver's offense though, and yeah, they don't have room. They don't. Not at all. It really wouldn't make sense. Nashville right now is the only team that makes any sort of sense. That we wouldn't be totally fucking over cap-wise. Then there's Chaz Lucius, Cohen Zemmer, Lucas Cormier. Do the Jets have room? No. They have too many people to play as it is. So it's either we try to drop Zucker and Kapanen through waivers, which might put me in a cap crisis. It'd be pretty close at least, but let's be honest, these two suck. Or we talk with Nashville. And why would we talk to Nashville? Well, they have 2 prospects I'd like, if not 3, between Bryce McConnell Barker, Fedor Svechkov, and Braden Yeager. Braden Yeager's out of the question. But do we take another risk on Matt Duchene and see if he'd be better here than he's been there? If we could get him on retained salary, he only has 2 years left at the end of it. I mean, take on Duchene. Have too many How would they have too many skaters? It's 2 for 2. Unless McConnell Barker is he's an exempt player. Okay. Oh, goodness. Well, I mean, in terms of Duchene having any type of move, any type of no-trade clause, we really wouldn't have to be too worried about. Actually, Duchene doesn't, which is perfectly fine. So, Wolverine, yeah, if you're talking or referring to one Frederick McDonough. Taking on Patrick Harper. So to get Zucker, they get Kapanen. It's a cheaper deal than Duchene. It's a 2 for 1. They would have to retain on Matt Duchene, which might hurt a little bit, but you want to get rid of him, so this is what you got to do. So you get Zucker, you get Kapanen. We'll take on the $4 million of Matt Duchene. Give us Bryce McConnell Barker and Harper to offset it. And I'll sweeten the value for them a little bit as well. In that, do they need a backup goalie? Because I could easily get rid of Lindbergh here. They don't really need a backup goalie. They could use another goalie in their system, though. Maybe that's where Dan Vladar could come in, because I can't use him anyway. Give you Dan Vladar. And thinking about that left-hand side, the problems that we're going to have down the road, but we'll deal with those problems when we get to them. Honestly, Valtteri Puistinen might just have to go. But he could get a spot on the third line here. Honestly, Kasper Bjorkqvist has been okay for us. But yeah, I can't really make that work. I think that's a fair enough deal. If they'll take it. I don't know if they will. Yeah, they won't because of the cap retention. Honestly, I'd probably have to take out McConnell Barker. In which case, is it worth wasting a trade, Zucker and Kapanen, just to get Matt Duchene if we're not going to get Bryce McConnell Barker? And I don't think it is. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to waste a trade on that. So what we are going to do instead is just say fuck it and move on from people who aren't getting done, shit done for this season. So the goal, we know we're going to send down Nate Schnarr. I don't know if I'll be allowed to send down like Boyd, Kapanen, and Zucker. But I am going to try. And, God, hopefully it doesn't put us into too much of a cap crisis here. But, fourth line, Bjorkqvist, Lagare, we need a center for that fourth line. Congratulations, Ryan McGregor. You're going to get the opportunity here. And we'll send down Nate Schnarr, never to be used again. He cleared waivers. I need to clear up a roster spot. Freddie Lindbergh, you were, or Philip Lindbergh, excuse me, but you were good for us for a short amount of time. But it's not good enough anymore. Fortunately, that would put us below the cap. Hopefully I have room to sign somebody else. Fuck, I need a cap whale. I should have signed Konovalov to more. We might honestly be stuck. I might have to make a trade just to be able to sign a damn cap whale. It does show us a 50 out of 50. Can I sign Louis Eriksson to the sun and the moon? Just so that I am not struggling with cap issues. Can I sign Louis to that much money? Sim this game against the Avs. We lose. And we do have a full roster. So we're stuck. That's where we're at right now. We're stuck. We are just completely stuck and have to hope that this team gets better. Well, we made this bed. Let's lie in it, I guess. Guess those will be the lines for now. This sucks, man. This really, really sucks. I just feel like we are essentially like completely trapped right now. Like there's just nothing we can do unless we use those trades. So I'm gonna wait. This Blomqvist breaks his fucking toe. The worst time. I'm gonna wait. We're just gonna see what our fate is as we get closer to the deadline. That's pretty much all we can do. See what our situation is as we approach the deadline. Hope that there are more options available to us. And again, this is the problem when you make a franchise mode more challenging for yourself and you limit yourself in how many trades you could make a season. As we win 10-4 over Anaheim, for God's sakes, is when you set a roster in place, you got to be pretty damn sure it's the roster you want and it's the roster that's actually going to do well by you. That can't sum up our roster at all. do got to take Dan Vladar out of there for Ben Goodrow. Let's see. We play Columbus. We lose. When is the deadline, by the way? March 6th. So here we go. This is the big final push. We're still in a playoff spot, but my confidence in this team is at an all-time low, unfortunately. So for the dudes that are struggling, as we've lost 3 in a row, so everyone's struggling, we need to figure something out here. Like, this is their absolute final last chance to get something done. Favorite year for NHL franchise? Probably NHL 17, actually. NHL 10's, it didn't age well with the phones because the AI go fucking insane when it comes to trades. Like, absolutely insane. Ted, the challenge is this season: top 10 offense in terms of goals for per game, a top 10 power play and penalty kill, and a top 10 player on defense in terms of block shots. So basically the Nate Schmidt Award. As we continue to lose games, we've only won 4 of our last 10, and Kasperi Kapanen gets hurt. He'll be back right before the deadline. As we just keep losing games, we've won 3 of our last 10. 3 of our last 10. Damn. Play Nashville on my birthday. Clayton Keller gets hurt. Call it Paginiemi because he can't be lost to waivers. Oh, good. No, that's great. No, Brian Rust got hurt too, and it didn't even tell me. That's great. I don't even know how long he's out for. Good. No, good. The team is falling apart. That's fine. That's just peachy. That's just wonderful. Having a great time this season. Let's go best lines. That's shocking. It didn't even put in Travis Boyd. Thought for sure it would have put him in. So I guess center-wise, I mean, yeah, it's true. The injuries, like, how much can they even really hurt, you know? Bjorkqvist, McGregor, Draws, Lagare, Stevenson, Zucker, Puiston and Malkin, Paginiemi. Sure. I mean, the injuries do mean that Sam Poulin gets put on the top unit, so it's not that bad of a situation. Let's give Ben Goodrow some AHL games. I'm just going to leave the defense and shit like that the same in the AHL outside of taking out Nate Schnarr offensively. Oh, God. All right. We beat Nashville in that game. Indeed, Jake, it is. Indeed, it is. Philip Kral gets hurt. God, the injuries at the best, maybe worst time. We're down into a wild card spot now. We beat the Oilers. It's March 1st, so we are a few days out from the deadline. I thought for sure we'd have to make trades, and instead, here we are. Again, we're in the playoff mix, but my faith in this team is at an all-time low. Really is. We have 2 trades left we can use this season. Unless we work in a rule that I'm allowed 1 nuclear option, which is to blow this team up to fucking smithereens. Let's take a look at the injury report here. I need to see how long everyone's out for. They're all coming back around the same day. I obviously need to make sure that Kasperi Kapanen is tradable. Rust and Keller, though, might not be long for this team either. Alright, so I am allowed to trade injured players now. Okay. So one more look then. One more look. I think we've hit that point where we have to make a decision. In terms of goalies, Lindbergh, probably not cutting it anymore, but Konovalov has been great. Longfist has been great. Those are our two goalies. So again, Lindbergh, Vladar. I'm basically done with both of them for the season, if I can be. Trying to trade them both is a bit difficult, though. I also can't send down Lindbergh until other deals are done because we're so up against the cap. And by the cap, I mean the cap floor. Defensively, I think we're okay for this season. John Marino, you got to figure it out. And Brian Dumoulin, man, only 5 points. Like, how do you only end up with 5 points? I don't really think we're in a position to trade Dumoulin and Marino at the same time. But goddamn am I tempted. Goddamn am I tempted. Brian Rust had 36 points last year. He is currently on pace for 40. And that was after signing him to that new contract. I'm putting Brian Rust on the short list of players I'm willing to get rid of. I absolutely am. And Kasperi Kapanen is right there on that list with him. He really is. Yeah, Cappy's on that short list too. I have to look into that stat line. So Rust can go. Kapanen can go. Keller honestly hasn't been much better. Keller hasn't gotten it done either. Honestly, I think we are looking at nuking this team in the offseason. But the problem is, again, if I limit the amount of trades, we might as well just nuke it now. We might as well. Why not just blow it up now? I'm not happy with any of those three. Even the Keller on retained salary, there's no fucking way I want him gone. He's been here for a year now. Jake Gensel. We might have to take advantage of that trade value sometime soon. Jason Zucker can go. Although, actually, recently, Zucker's gotten a little bit better. Zucker has gotten a little bit better. He's been one of our better players recently because he is up to almost a 30-point pace now. So maybe we keep Zucker. But, I mean, Brian Rust, you say he's on a 40-point pace as a top 6 player. That just can't happen. Kapanen's on a lower pace than that. And Keller's also on about a 40-point pace. Like, literally, math-wise, it's a 41-point pace. I think Zucker can stay because he's a third-liner, but Rust, Kapanen, and Keller, I'm done with, man. They're just not producing like we need top-line guys to produce. Jason Zucker is saved for now. Poulin's definitely not going anywhere. Valtteri Puistinen, he can go. I'm very, very disappointed in him. He's had chances in the top 6 before due to injury. He can go. And then at center, Chandler Stevenson's been a good third-line option. Again, we have Boyd pretty much for the rest of the year, but we could work him into a deal if we can take salary cap back. Same thing for Nate Schnarr, just to get rid of him for the sake of getting rid of him. I'll text what's good. I'll tell you what's not good. This fucking team. Aside from that, everything else is doing pretty good. Alright. Okay, so let's, we have our general idea of who we want to get rid of. I gotta be honest, I'm even gonna put Brian Dumoulin and John Marino on this short list of like, okay, who's interested and what do they have to offer? Because they're just not getting it done. Dumoulin just can't be traded to a bottom 25 team. So I think what we're gonna do is a little bit of research here over the next little bit, and then we'll figure it out.